There's a lot of new faces. My name is Yehudit Tamayev. I'm a licensed social worker and a public speaker. I also event organizer. You can reach out to me through my email or through Doris, who sponsored this evening for the Refua Shelima of Benyamin Netanel ben Bracha Tova, Nina Nekadam bat Miriam, and Ilan ben Sofa. השם שתסנדם רפואה שלמה, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, בקרוב ממש. The Gemara in Masechet Ta'anit says, I'm going to read it. You know, many of you don't know Hebrew, but those who don't, no worries, I will translate, okay? אמרו, כשחרב בית ראשון, אותו יום תשעה באב היה. מוצאי שבת היה. מוצאי שנת שמיטה היה. ומשמעתו של יהוריב הייתה. והיו הכהנים ולוויים עומדים על דוכנם ואומרים, שירה. מה שירה? מה שירה אמרו? ובראותם יצמיתם, it says in תהילים, באו אויבים וכבשום ובית מקדש שני היה בתשעה באב, במוצאי שבת, מוצאי שנת שמיטה. The Gemara is saying that the Bet HaMikdash, the first Bet HaMikdash, was destroyed on Motzei Shabbat. It also happens to be that it was Tisha B'Av, it was Motzei Shabbat, and it was Shnat Shemitah, which was the 7th year that we count for Shemitah. And then it keeps on saying that in Tehillim that the Beit Mikdash Sheni, the second Beit Mikdash, happens to be that was also destroyed on Tisha B'Av on Motzei Shabbat in Shnat Shemitah. What day is Tisha B'Av falls on this year?
Sunday?
Motzei Shabbat. What year are we in?
Shemitah.
Shnat Shemitah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
This is going to be powerful. What are we crying on? Why are we crying for the destruction of Beit HaMikdash? Correct. But we have to go psychologically deeper than Sinat Chinam. Where does it even come from? What is happening? We're crying. We're crying like the Ner Havdalah is crying. The Ner Havdalah, right? It keeps on like always when we turn on the candle of Havdalah, it always has this, it melts because it's crying. So we're crying. What are we crying for? We're crying for the fact that this Motzei Shabbat, just like the Motzei Shabbat of the both destructions of both Beit Mikdash, we did not have Havdalah. This Motzei Shabbat, we are not going to do Havdalah. And that's why we're crying. What? That's why we're crying? What are we crying on? What? No Havdalah. What does that mean? We are not going to be mavdil. We're not going to have a separation between the 6 days of the week to the holy day of Shabbat. We are not going to have a separation between dark and light, good and bad, unknown and clarity, purity and impurity. We don't have a separation. There is no Havdalah. Maaseh b'Titus. Titus was the general of the Roman emperor at the time of destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. How did he burn the Beit HaMikdash? So we know. On Yuzayt ben Tammuz, they broke the walls, they came in, they killed, they slaughtered a lot of people. On Tisha B'Av, Titus enters the Beit HaMikdash. And where does he go first? Out of all places, inside the Beit HaMikdash, to the one room that only the Kohen Gadol, not every Kohen, the Kohen Gadol would go, and even him will only enter only on one day of Yom Kippur, called the Kodesh HaKodashim. He goes there to Kodesh HaKodashim, opens the room with an unmodest woman to be modest. He does what he does with her in front of everybody in the Kodesh of Kodashim. And then he starts laughing. He takes his sword, takes it out. He puts it on the parochet. Usually there is a bud. There's a material that covers the Aron HaKodesh, right? So the Kodesh HaKodashim also had such a parochet. He takes the parochet and with his sword he puts it inside the bud, the parochet. He takes it out. He looks at it, and then he looks at the Aron HaKodesh, who is now naked, and he starts laughing. You know what he sees? What was on the Aron HaKodesh?
It's blood.
Correct. On the sword, there was blood. Where does the blood come from? Let's talk about it in a few minutes. But on the Aron HaKodesh, over there, on the doors of the Kodesh HaKodashim, there is an image of the most intimate, beautiful attachment of a man and a woman, which is the symbolization of purity, of holiness, of connection, the highest form of connection in the Jewish religion. He sees a man and a woman together as in a picture over there, because that's our symbol of attachment between Hashem and the Jewish people. A man and a woman, the beauty of the attachment, of the connection of a man and a woman. He wanted to disgrace that. He wanted to bring a point across. No more havdalah. No more separation. He goes outside with this blood, and he starts laughing. Him and his unmodest woman, they start laughing. And what does he say with his sword? He says in the Gemara, Nitzachti. The Gemara can't even say it. That's how bad it is. Nitzachti et atzmi, he says. I won the one above. That's how powerful I am. Why is Hashem keeping quiet? Why is Hashem keeping quiet to something like this? Hashem says, Titus, my nation deserved whatever is coming and whatever was already happening. You are the father of non-binary. Today we have non-binary. We have they, them. We have everything mixed. Everything is allowed. Shomer negiah is okay. Chas v'shalom, not to keep taharat mishpacha. What can we do? The man can't hold himself. He can't hold himself. It's too long. What can we do? If this is not going to happen, then he's going to go to someone else. That comes from Titus. Titus started this. Titus said, no havdalah. He should not anticipate you anymore. You should always be available. You should always be at his service, at his disposition. And that's why Hashem said, no, Titus. Don't mistaken. You see the blood that is on this sword? This blood is the blood of my Jewish princesses, of the Jewish women. They will never, because there is one thing that will always have Havdalah in my people, and I know it, Hashem says. And that Havdalah is the Havdalah of this tipat drop of blood. My daughters who are not married will make sure to keep that tipat of blood until they get married. Those who are married are going to make sure that there is separation. They know. The Gemara says that there is three times it says in the Torah Ne'eman. One of them it says about the woman. The woman in our Torah is held to the highest form. And Hashem calls the woman Ne'emenet. He calls us loyal because of this drop of blood that we check to make sure that our families stay pure, that our home stay pure, that we are staying pure, that our daughters stay pure, and our daughters make sure the same thing. And even our men respect that. When they know the reason, they respect it. The problem is with a lot of men in our nation is that they don't know. There's no awareness. They don't understand why not. But we women don't even need to understand, Hashem says. That blood on the sword, that's my daughters. And my daughters will never give it up, even if they don't know the reason. So, why is the Ner Havdalah crying? The Ner Havdalah is crying every Motzei Shabbat because of that. The Ner Havdalah is crying because it's saying, I am crying over the fact that we can no longer have clarity without darkness. We must nowadays, from the time of Titus, you think about the revolution of so many years, 2,000 years, of Titus making that separation, who destroying the Havdalah. Take it 2,000 later to today, and we see the craziness of what's going on in the world with the media, with everything, with the modernization, with everything that is going on. There is no separation. There is so much boredom. There is so much loneliness. There is so much disconnect. There is no attachment. As a social worker, I treat that every day, all day. The root for all the mental illnesses, for all the physical illnesses, is this loneliness, is this boredom, is this despair. There is no separation, there's no interest, motivation in life, there is no tikva. That's why the Ner Havdalah is crying. It's saying, I am so sorry for you. From the second that Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, that now you will only know good. You will only know light. You will only know to appreciate the good if you go through the darkness. The Gemara is saying